You know the phrase, "I'll just do it myself"? Come on, how many times have you said that? Or even just thought it, right? It's kind of the anthem for all of us who are, well, the capable ones. But what if it's not really about being efficient? What if that phrase is actually a reflex, a defense mechanism you literally can't switch off?
So that's what we're going to get into today. What happens when that fierce independence, your superpower, starts to feel more like a prison? We're talking about something called hyper-independence. Let me ask you something. Does this sound like you? Are you always the strong one? The one everybody calls in a crisis because they just know you can handle it.
Yeah, that person. The one who carries the heaviest load, takes on that extra project, juggles everyone else's emergencies. And through it all, you just insist, "I'm fine, I've got it."
And here's the crazy paradox we're going to unpack. That very same armor that makes you feel so safe, so capable, it can also become a prison, sealing you off from the connection and support you really, really need.
All right, so to really get a feel for this, let me tell you about Maya. Now, on the surface, Maya is that person who has it all together. But that's just what it looks like from the outside.
So picture this. Maya's at work, struggling with this ridiculously heavy box. Her coworker, Leo, a nice guy, just offers to help. And what does she do? She almost flinches, yanks the box back, and plasters on this smile saying, "No, I got it, I'm totally fine." And of course, a second later, the bottom of the box just gives out, everything crashes everywhere, and Maya just collapses with it. In her own words, she'd literally rather be crushed than just ask someone to help carry the load.
Okay, so let's break this down. Maya's story is intense for sure, but it gets right to the heart of what we're talking about. So what is hyper-independence really?
Well, it's way more than just being self-reliant. It's this deep, almost compulsive need to do everything yourself. But listen, this is the most important thing you need to hear. It is not a personality trait. It's a trauma response. It's a really clever survival strategy your brain and body created to protect you.
And that, right there, is the key difference. Healthy self-reliance, that's flexible. It's a choice. You can handle things on your own, sure, but you also know you can ask for help. Hyper-independence is the opposite. It's rigid. That "I've got it" is not a choice. It's an automatic reflex, and it's totally driven by anxiety.
Okay, so if it's a trauma response, where does it even come from? Well, to find the roots, we almost always have to go back, way back to our very first experiences of needing other people.
Imagine being a little kid, and the people you're supposed to count on, well, they're just not there. Maybe they're unreliable or just emotionally checked out. You learn a lesson, and you learn it fast. Needing people is either dangerous or just useless. So your brain does something kind of brilliant to protect you. It adapts. You learn to just push your own needs down, to turn off that part of you that asks for help. The problem is, that old program is still running in the background when you're an adult.
And a really common reason for this is something called parentification. It's basically when the roles get completely flipped. The child has to become the caregiver. You're the one taking care of your parents' feelings or even their practical needs. You learn how to give care way before you ever learn how to just receive it.
And the fallout from that? It's huge. We're talking real difficulty trusting people, perfectionism, that classic high-functioning anxiety, and a major struggle with getting emotionally close to anyone. Does any of that ring a bell? It's basically the blueprint for becoming a hyper-independent adult.
So how does all this play out when we're grown up? Because let's be real, this childhood pattern doesn't just vanish, it follows us. And honestly, it comes with a pretty heavy price.
So let's do a quick gut check. Do any of these hit home for you? Always taking on way too much responsibility? Finding it almost physically painful to delegate a task? Having this deep, nagging feeling that no one else can do it right? Yep, those are all classic signs of that armor working overtime.
And this table just lays it all out, doesn't it? The real cost. At work, it looks like you're a superstar, but the hidden cost is burnout. In your relationships, you look so strong, but the cost is this deep, gut-wrenching loneliness. And for your own mental health, it looks like you're high-functioning, but the reality is you're just chronically exhausted, like down to your bones.
And this is exactly what Maya talks about. That moment someone, like Leo, gets a little too close, asks that simple question, "Are you okay?" And bam, a wall just shoots up. That's what we call a deactivating strategy. It's your nervous system hitting the brakes, trying to shut down any need for connection. Because deep down, it's learned that getting close to people is dangerous. But okay, here's the most important thing I'm going to say today. This pattern, it is not a life sentence.
That armor, it can come off. Healing is absolutely possible. And usually, it starts at the breaking point, when that weight just becomes too much to carry anymore.
For Maya, her breaking point wasn't some big, dramatic thing. It was just a glass. A glass slipping from her tired hands and shattering all over the kitchen floor. And in that one moment, everything she'd been bottling up, all the stress, all the emotion, it just explodes. She finally has to look at the mess and admit to herself, I am not okay.
So what does healing even look like? Well, it's a process, step by step. It starts with just acknowledging the pattern and doing it with kindness, not beating yourself up. Then you get curious about it, like, why does this part of me hate asking for help so much? From there, you slowly start to build a sense of safety in your body. You practice asking for tiny things in low-stakes situations. And yeah, seeking out a professional, someone who gets trauma and attachment, can be a total game changer.
And look, the goal here isn't to become dependent on people. Not at all. The goal is what we call earned secure attachment. It basically means you work to build the security you didn't get as a kid through new relationships, self-reflection, and maybe therapy. You actually learn that it's safe to lean on people sometimes, that you can be both incredibly capable and deeply connected.
And that brings us right back to Maya. So after the glass shatters, she gets a text from Leo. And this time, she does the hardest thing she has ever done. She types back, I need help. And let me tell you, that act of reaching out, that is not weakness. That's not failure. That is the bravest, strongest thing she could have possibly done.
So I'm gonna leave you with this to think about. Just take a second and look at everything you're carrying, all the stuff on your plate, all the weight on your shoulders. What is just one thing, one burden you're carrying right now that you were never, ever meant to carry all by yourself?